Okay, I'll shut up.
All right, yes, be quiet. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Tina.
And I'm Charity.
And this is the third episode of the Stewart Sisters Stories podcast.
I let her say that by herself this time. It's too hard.
Before we get started, we need to clear up one thing. Charity, will you clear that up for us?
I sure will.
A few people have asked this.
Yes, a few people think that we were drunk when we did our first podcast. We were not drunk. We're just happy on life.
We don't drink.
We don't drink alcohol. And in fact, drunk people like me because I appear to be drunk. Remember the time I just remembered I had to do a breathalyzer once.
That's right.
Yes, I forgot about that because of my personality. The policeman thought that I was drunk. Oh my gosh, we'll tell you that story another day. That's a good one. That's a funny one. So we're not drinkers.
The only thing that I'm drinking today is this. This is just just a regular, low calorie fruit drink.
And I drink my McDonald's Coke and now water.
That's
I know
all.
You can't see what's in there, but
So if we are a little giggly today, know that is all we are drinking, and we have not drank anything beforehand.
This is our personalities. My husband would say, "No, just listen for my laugh, and you can find me anywhere."
That is true, because I can find Charity with her laugh as well. Well, guess what? We have a very fun episode for you today, and in fact, I thought we have to say Sisters Trip in that voice.
Oh yes, here we go.
Sisters Trip. This story today is about a trip to Washington, D.C. that Charity and our older sister Julie and I took. We were going to Washington, D.C. to drop off Julie's daughter, Jody, and her two little ones, because this is a story in itself. Her husband, Jody's husband, was in the Air Force. He was over in Greenland, and he broke his arm.
Not in combat.
Not in combat. How did he break his arm, Charity?
Well, there's nothing to do in Greenland. And so they had a bowling alley. And I think that's about it. So he was arm wrestling and broke his arm.
And apparently this happens more often than you think.
Yep.
The doctor said that happens more times than people care to think, that, these men break their arms arm wrestling. And he broke it really good, didn't he? He did a good job. They had to send him to Walter Reed Hospital because he lost feeling, I think, in his hand, something to that. And we were going there because I love American history. I wanted to go, and just a quick plug for my podcast, my other podcast, my second podcast, We the People, OurAmericanStory.com. If you love America, you're going to want to listen to that. You're going to listen to that. It's on all major podcast platforms. For if you love America, you listen to this podcast. Anywho.
And if you love us, you listen to this podcast.
That's right. Well, let's get started on our stories.
Yes. So first we got to say, we went to help with her two children because
they were small.
How old were they at the time?
Oh, geez, I don't know, maybe 1 and 3.
That's what I was
like
going to
that.
guess.
Yeah.
So here's what's funny.
But what about before we even get on the plane?
Oh, yes, I was going to say
there are those two things
before we got on the plane. Sorry.
Go back. We're going to back up. Before we get on a plane, of course, we need to make reservations to stay in a hotel while we're there.
Correct.
And I find a nice little hotel in Bethesda, Maryland, not Baltimore, because I would not recommend staying in Baltimore. It's a little crazy there, but Bethesda was quite a scenic little town, wasn't it?
It was a cute town.
It was a cute town. Anyway, I'm on the phone making reservations, and I am inquiring about how we get to DC, how far we are away from the metro station. She assures me, what was it? Just across the street or a block away? It was really close.
We're across the street.
It was really close.
The metro that you ride.
Yes, the metro that will take us into DC. And I ask her, because I'm from Utah, I don't know.
We're Utah hicks.
And I say, is it safe to ride the metro?
Because it could be like the subways in New York. We don't know.
And her response was, well, people take it every day. Like, okay. I know that she thought we were just some dumb hicks asking, because of course people take the metro every day. We started off that way, but we were assured that it is safe to take. It is
safe to take the metro.
It is safe to take the metro
for 3 young ladies.
That's right.
Nighttime.
Out on the town. Well, the day comes for us to go to the airport, and I am taking I think it was my Dodge Caravan.
It was the van, yeah.
We took the van because we had to put 2 car seats in, and my husband said, just take it, leave it up there, airport parking. That way I don't have to take you. He does not like to take me or pick me up from the airport, which is part of the story of Hawaii on that one too. But anyway, I drove to the airport place to park our car, and we were on a little bit of a downhill, not much.
I don't think so.
And I think I forgot to put the car in park.
Yes.
We stopped the car and got out.
Tina got out. Julie got out.
I started to get out.
Yes.
I didn't make it all the way out
Jody did not get out yet.
Yes. And the car actually rolled downhill a little bit and lovingly tapped the car in front of it. Like, oh no, I hurried. And I was like halfway out. I had 1 foot out of the van, 1 foot in. So I got back in the van, hurried and put it in park and looked. And I think it was Julie that said, just move to another place.
Oh,
and
that was me. Yeah,
was that you?
I said, it's not damaged. Just go park somewhere else. They'll never know. Just move the car. And when it hit the car, Jody was trying to get her son out of the car seat. Kind of got jerked back a bit. I was like, what happened? She said, I think Tina just hit that car.
And I did.
I was like, just move, just park somewhere else.
And yeah, so I got out to double check, and I did not see anything wrong with the other car, but I didn't want to get in trouble. I moved the car.
Move the car. Yeah,
we moved it to a different location. No one would ever know.
Traveling with the Clarks.
I was about to say that. Remember, we're traveling with a member of the Clark family.
There we
That's
go.
Clark.
You just say Clark.
The Clark family. We're traveling with a member of the Clark family. Anyway, we get on the airplane,
and Julie and Jody had booked their tickets together, and Tina and I had bought our tickets together. So our goal, what our plan was, we'll fly with you at the same time. That way we can help with the kids on the airplane. Well, they were sitting so far away from us that Tina and I didn't have to help at all. We just this little blonde haired boy running down the aisle of the airplane.
And I think
with Jody going after him.
I think every once in a while too, I'd lift my head and peek up over the seat, because you could hear you could see a blonde haired little boy crying.
Yeah.
Both of her little boys are toe headed, but we didn't have to help. We just relaxed the whole time.
We just relaxed, Jody, and Julie took care of it all. So good thing we went to help.
Yes, good thing we went to help.
Good thing we went to help.
Well, we stayed at I can't even remember the name of the hotel, but I think it might have been an Embassy Suites.
I don't know.
I think it was an Embassy Suites, but we stayed there the first day. At least we think it's the first day. This was a few years ago. We can't remember what year it was. I think it was 2017, 2018, right around there.
Sounds good.
Yeah. First day we went to Mount Vernon. That was great. Awesome. I got choked up thinking that I was walking in the same place that George Washington did, and seeing the actual bed he died in. It was all very emotional for me.
Yes.
Charity knows that, because I have a great passion for this country.
Yes.
The second day we decide we're going to go where?
Washington, D.C.
Yes. And
okay.
we're going to where?
To just go to the different museums.
Yes, but which one in particular are we going to?
I don't know.
The American History Museum.
The American History Museum, of course.
And that day it started to.
It was a downpour. It rained so hard. Our little umbrella did no good. And there was one point, because everybody there had these huge umbrellas that could fit 2 people under them. Well, in Utah, we don't get that. So we just had a little umbrella to cover us.
We get downpours like this, but we call them cloud bursts, and they last about 10 minutes. They're gone. This went on for hours.
This was all day. At one point, I just started laughing, looking around everybody. I'm like, it is never going to quit raining. It is a downpour.
It is a downpour.
Downpour. And then when we get back to the hotel, it rained so hard. Our underwear is wet. Our shoes are drenched. Our socks are drenched because it rained that hard, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember taking my shoes off, and they smelled so bad. It's like mildew. And they're the only shoes I brought. And Julie wanted to put them outside of the hotel room because they smelled so bad. And I told her, no, that's embarrassing. Don't put them outside.
And something very tragic happened at the American History Museum, right?
Yes.
Well, I can't remember exactly why. Did I not have a backpack that day?
I was the only one who brought a backpack.
I think I just had my wallet with me.
And Julie had her purse.
And I did not want to carry my wallet everywhere with me. After we had paid for our tickets, did we have to pay? Oh, we did get the headphones.
You had to get the headphones.
And we had to give a driver's license.
Right.
Yes. So we got headphones. And then I distinctly remember this. I said to Julie, can I put my wallet in your purse?
And Julie would adamantly deny that.
Well,
she says that did not occur.
No, she says she remembers opening her purse. And I remember slipping my wallet in her purse. We are enjoying the morning at the American History Museum. It's time for lunch in the cafeteria at the American History Museum. We're going through the line. I'm about ready to pay. And I said, Julie, I need my wallet. And she said,
I don't have your wallet. Why would I have your wallet? I don't have it.
I thought she was joking. Julie, yes, you do. You have my wallet. Let me see my wallet.
No, Tina, seriously, I do not have your wallet. Why would I have your wallet?
Well, we look all through her purse. She does not have my wallet.
Nope.
Panic sets in, of course. I'm looking everywhere. I can't find it. I assume someone has stolen it. I go down and I report it to the lost and found. They tell me they're going to keep an eye on it. And the next thing I need to do is to call my husband to tell him, therefore, he can cancel all the credit cards. And when you're feeling bad already that you've lost your wallet, the last thing that you need your husband to say is what, Charity?
Tina, I've told you to keep your wallet on your person.
You need to keep your things on your person. That's what my husband says to me. You need to keep your things on your person.
To chew her out.
He's lecturing me like a little child.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I was in a very bad mood for about a half hour. And then I let it go because I decided I was not going to ruin my whole vacation over my freaking wallet. And Charity and Julie were blessed because they were able to pay for every single part of my trip for the rest of the
We
trip.
kind of think she did on purpose.
And I never did find my wallet. It was never reported. And sometimes I wonder if one day they will be renovating the museum and maybe it slipped under a display case.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, the miracle out of all the miracles, remember, I flew to Washington, D.C. What am I going to need on my way back to check in?
Your license.
My driver's license. And I had given my driver's license to get those headphones, which turned out to be no use. Remember, we hardly used them at all.
Like them. Or she wouldn't be here today. She'd still be in Washington, D.C.
I would still be in Washington, D.C., living my American history dream. But we continued to have a good day. So that was a good day.
We did.
And what do we know about us all sharing a hotel room?
Oh my goodness.
A few things.
A few things. We all snore. We all talk in our sleep. And so you want to be the first one to fall asleep.
Yes.
So if not, you're going to hear the other sisters snoring or talking in their sleep. And so we try to be the first one. And then some of us want the TV on. Some of us want the TV off.
I want the TV on.
But turned down.
But turned down.
So you have
Very
to read
low.
lips.
Very low.
Yes. Oh, I'm clinking with my pen. Sorry, Tina will edit that out.
And what about the night that I called home to my family?
Oh, yes. So it was quite funny. Tina would have to call home to her family every night because they had all texted her and called her and wondered what was going on.
Julie and Charity's family never did.
No, nobody called. Nobody checked on me. My husband's like, she's fine. And so
somebody will let him know if not.
Yeah, that's what he said. And, you know, if something bad happens, they'll let me know. So Tina is FaceTiming her family. And Tina, Julie, and I all wear glasses. And Tina and I had our contacts or something. I don't know.
I can't
Or she
remember.
taking her glasses off.
I taken my glasses
I'd
off.
taken off my contacts and I was blind as blind can
Because
be.
this is the thing about me is my eyesight really sucks. I can't see far away without my glasses and I can't see close up with them. If I'm going to get on my phone, I have to take off my glasses to see. And I think I might have just gotten out of the shower.
So I think, yeah, she'd taken them off. And I am looking all over, which if you're like me with contacts and you're like feeling everything, like where you're trying to fill for glasses.
They
'cause you
blend
can't
in.
see.
They blend in.
And you can't see. And I'm looking all over for my glasses and I cannot find them anywhere. So Tina's FaceTiming her husband and I get like this close to her face because keep in mind, I'm blind. So if you're listening to this podcast, I'm like an inch away from her face. And I say, Tina, you have my glasses on.
I didn't know. I guess she's pretty blind too.
I do. I said, yes, those are my glasses. And we laughed. We're like, well, we're a bunch of old ladies now that can share glasses.
It's awful.
It's awful.
And okay, we have to tell about now getting on the metro.
Again, Utah Hicks.
Utah Hicks. Well, we had a very hard time getting on the metro.
Yes, we
every
did.
single time. It wasn't a bar that went up. What was it? Do you
Yeah, it's
remember?
like a turnstile. And
Yes.
so you buy a ticket
And you put it on
and
the.
you put it, you scan it or whatever. And then this turnstile thing opens and you go through.
Well, we could not ever get the turnstiles to work almost
No.
the entire time we were there.
We do it and it'd beep red and we'd go like you push through,
And it wouldn't.
but it doesn't budge.
And looking all around us, we see people that are going through the
Oh
turnstile.
yeah, they're going through 'em with no problem.
And we tried to copy what they were doing.
Yes.
And it wouldn't work. And nobody ever said anything to us. They would look at us. I'm sure that people back there are very friendly, but they didn't care to help us out any.
No, and there was even a guy at like a ticket booth place or something that sat and watched us as we tried probably like 3 or 4 times, boom, bumping into it. The turnstile, boom, bumping.
And this went on for 2 days where we finally resorted to one of 2 things. One, if somebody went through the turnstile, we would hurry as fast as we could to get
And go
behind that
behind 'em.
person and go behind and get through because it wasn't working for us. Or a few times I think we jumped over
We
it. Deb.
jumped the turnstile.
We couldn't figure it out. And I think it was the last day that we finally figured what out, Charity.
That if it has, this is where we feel really stupid. But if it had a red thing on, a red circle, that meant it wasn't operating. It had to have green. We thought that if it was red, that you could go through, but you'd click it, then it would then turn green.
But as luck
That
had
is
it,
not what
we always tried to go through a red one.
we always did.
So it took 3 grown women about 3 days to finally figure out how the
How
turnstiles
the
work.
turnstile works, huh?
One of the remarkable places that we went to, and I would suggest that you go there if possible, is the Holocaust Museum.
Yep, that was all the museums are free,
Yes,
and that was the only
That was paid.
museum
we had to pay. Huh?
we had to pay. And I also donated money to that museum.
Yeah.
I didn't donate at the others.
It's a very sombering
Mhm.
experience, but
Mhm.
I think it's important that you visit it. We do have a funny story to go with this. We went to what are there none of in Washington, D.C. in that vicinity?
No McDonald's.
There's no fast food.
There's no fast food. I know. Everybody do a gap.
There's no
Hard to believe.
around the Smithsonian, the Capitol, all that. There are no fast food
And
places.
sometimes you just want a Coke. Can't get one.
We had to eat at a cafeteria right outside of the Holocaust
Mhm.
Museum. Right? And what happened that day, Charity?
So it's like, think about a cafeteria at school and you get your tray and you put the food on the tray and then you bring your tray up and the cashier looks to see what you have and rings up the total. So Julie has her food.
She's first, and then we
She's
follow
first,
behind her.
and then Tina and I were behind her. So she has maybe a sandwich, chips, and a drink, probably. That's what they had. And the total comes to like $30. And Julia looks around. And then she says to the cashier, I'm only paying for my meal, not their meals. And the cashier looked at her and said, that is your meal. Julie said, really? That's just my meal?
It was very expensive, wasn't it?
Expensive.
Washington, D.C. is not a cheap place to
No,
go to.
it is not. If they don't have fast food, where else you can eat?
Yeah, you have to eat in I guess it's kind of like being in a theme park where they can charge what they want because
So-
there's nowhere else.
So Tina and I figured that out. So we started ordering one meal
Yes, and
and
split.
sharing. It was too expensive.
It was very expensive, but overall, that trip to DC, I loved that trip, and I want to go again
I know. We like doing our sisters' trips.
for
We-
a couple of days until we get tired of each other.
Yeah, we can last about 5 days. 5 days. Then Tina and I were polar opposites.
Yes,
Then we're like, hey, we're done. We need a break.
we are done. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story, and as a reminder, you can find us, or not as a reminder, if maybe you haven't heard this, you can find this podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Apple, and Google. They take 2 weeks for them to process it. Hopefully that's coming soon, and we'll be on more podcast platforms. What else you have to say, Charity?
And Tina is going to try to download both the podcast and the YouTube at the same time.
Yes.
I like watching people. And so I would like listening to it and watching it to see our lovely faces and our expressions. I think that helps.
But if you prefer to
But if you
listen to
prefer
it in
to
the
just
car,
listen to it in the car, you can do that. So let us know what you like so that we know what we need to do to make it better for you.
and stay attuned for an Instagram account
Oh, yep.
coming soon with funny pictures that you can put with the episodes.
Even better.
Even better.
Woohoo!
All right. We'll see you
Okay.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.